Wow, what a great game. This is the way. Prince Sports. Kawhi Leonard came out gunning in this game. All right. He was unstoppable. He's arguably the best player on the floor in these last two games. He has outplayed Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant mainly won tonight because Devin Booker carried the Phoenix Suns. He put on a show. He was the game's MVP. Now, see, here's the problem with the Phoenix Suns. They may be light in the bench because they only got 13 points from their bench. But here, understand this much. They may be so-called top heavy. But when you're top heavy and you're reliable on four players that could take over a game, it's all good. Okay, something has to even out. When you got a star like Devin Booker, you got a superstar like Kevin Durant, you got a future Hall of Famer in Chris Paul, and you got a borderline all-star and in DeAndre Ayton. In playoff basketball, where your stars have the ball most of the time, they're in control of a lot of things most of the time, they're going to be reliable for most of the team's success. So the Phoenix Suns will be heavily relied on those four guys, but it's not like those four guys can't handle the pressure. But I would tell you this much, Kevin Durant has been a disappointment so far. All right, he got his ball blocked, got it stolen by Kawhi. They've been doing a good defensive job on Kevin Durant, for the most part. They double-team Kawhi Leonard in the second half, and once he starts getting the ball out of his hands, the Clippers don't get a Paul George, a secondary guy to rely on for secondary offense. Okay, and it's not an excuse. They're more than capable of beating this team for a game or two, even without Paul George. They were up by 13, and they just let those boys go off. But when you got four gunners on one team that could get hot at any given moment, it's kind of hard to stop that, right? Because if you double team Kevin Durant, which they did, took him out the game a little bit to a point he was non-effective, you had Devin Booker wide open. And you don't want to get Devin Booker hot. So pick your poison. You're either going to let Devin Booker get hot or you're going to let KD get hot. Because you don't want neither one of those guys shooting wide open threes. And then on top of that, Chris Paul played like a legendary player that he is, Chris Paul. Okay? Hit those timely mid-range jump shots. He's been, for all the times that he's been failing or coming up short in the postseason, there's a couple of times when he did show up and gave you that mid-range game and showed you why he is an elite point guard, okay? And he's going to have games like this where he just get busy, hit very timely and clutch shots. And why the hell is Zubac guarding Chris Paul on the perimeter? Big players should never guard guards because that's a recipe for disaster. They're going to take you out there for a dance. And you don't want to dance with a guy that got handles and can shoot a mid-range jump shot. All right? Because nothing you could barely do. The big guy gets put on skates. So I don't know why in the hell did you pit Zubac on Chris Paul on that play. And then you got Russell Westbrook. Okay? He did have 20-plus points, but he had a lot of turnovers, costly in the fourth quarter. Their execution for the last 5 minutes, offensively and defense, was off. Okay, for the most part, you cannot let your teammates not know where they foot at, committing turnovers on that end. And then for the most part, you're taller than Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. Why can't you pass the ball over him? There's no reason why this guy should be deflecting your shot. I mean, not your shot, your pass when you're trying to get it into somebody. Stop with the turnovers. Turnovers lead to costly baskets. Now, the Clippers did cost themselves this game. When you up by 13, you let the home crowd get back in the game. All right? Technically, the way this game was going, looked like the Clippers was going to go 2-0 on the road. And they did what they had to do, though. They came there. They won on the road. That's what they're supposed to do. So now they have to go back to Clipper Nation and try to defend home court. So if they defend home court, they could perhaps win 2 games in a row. If they win 2 games in a row, reeing for some ish to go down. But Devin Booker saved Kevin Durant. This matchup between Kevin Durant versus Kawhi Leonard has been going in Kawhi Leonard's favor. Kawhi Leonard has been outplaying that boy. And the nerve of you, some of you media people, to say, is Kawhi Leonard a top 3 player? First of all, if he's fully healthy and he's playing all year round, skip that top 3 stuff. He's arguably number 1 best player in the world. See, the guys that you have on your top 5 aren't really your top 5. Like 4 or 3 of them really belong on top 11 or top 10. All right? The Joker is one of them. All right? The Joker is not a top 5 player. Realistically, if everybody playing, he's not really a top 10 player. But that's another argument for another day. He's more like a top 15. But anyway, Kevin Durant, you've been exposed. You've been riding the bus again. You even didn't get in front of the bus. You didn't bus drive today. It is what it is. I'm out.